Not really thrilled with the way I looked or anything. I just kind of just accepted it until recently, and I realized that there was something I can do about it. And I was just so not just happy and excited about the quickness and how I was losing the weight, but in how I felt and how much better I was sleeping and just overall more energy.
That's why I loved this program. So I observed this and vetted it for probably about a year before we brought it on board. And it almost seemed too good to be true, because not only were people losing weight and inches and regaining energy and regaining hormone balance and all of these great things, but they were keeping it off, right? Yeah. And part of that is because they were learning what worked for their body. Turn the TV on, you're just being inundated with like the latest and greatest of Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig or whatever it might be. And I was someone who personally had tried everything. And so for those of you who don't know me, I am someone who struggled with my weight pretty much my entire life. And it wasn't really until I was in my 30s that I really got a handle on it, because I started focusing very much more heavily on what I shouldn't be eating, but what I should be eating. So I call it crowding out. So it's like, as Carrie said, incorporating more vegetables, more lean proteins, more of the good stuff that truly could power my body energetically, even at like the cellular mitochondrial level. So I always keep these pictures on hand, and I think it's kind of interesting to pull out. But I mean, this was me like probably, I don't know if you can even see them, but like 30 years ago, maybe even longer. I hate to say that. This was me probably 20 years ago. So I was always like 15 to 50 pounds overweight, and despite being a 3-sport athlete, just could not get rid of it. I come from an Italian family, so I grew up on a lot of pizza and pasta and bread and like carbohydrates, but I thought I was doing the right thing. I also grew up, Carrie's 40, I'm 43, so we grew up in the era of like Diet Coke and Snackwell cookies, and whether it's in work and career and, in being a mom and relationships, whatever it might be, but we can't fool our physiology. So at some point in our life, and for you, Carrie, it was like, whatever, late 30s, you were like, this isn't what I want to be. Like your physiology caught up, right? Because of all of this kind of snowball effect that had occurred over the course of your life. So we need to reprogram that physiology. And that's what Metabolic Reset helps to do. So you have the hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis, which controls downstream your thyroid. It's really like your stress regulation mechanism. And that can get overactivated. It can be underactivated if you're under chronic periods of stress. And that ultimately impacts your metabolic function.
I was searching for answers for my joint and muscle pain. So I signed on with them, and we discovered that I had a gluten intolerance. And as soon as I stopped eating gluten and started working with them, I felt markedly better. When Mike left Massachusetts and came here and moved here, we decided that we wanted to get on a healthier eating plan. You can tell your story.
I've been threatening to get down to 200 pounds now for about, I will just say 15 years.
Oh, wow, okay.
And you try the little diet here. I'm gonna watch what I eat. I'm gonna try to exercise. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And my weight never changed. Yep. My blood sugars were high, and my cholesterol was even higher.
Okay.
So it was time to do something.
Yeah, we're feeling pretty successful.
That's awesome.
Kind of reset our goals.
Yeah.
So instead of being at a certain number, we both lowered it and said, geez, I'd really like to get down to that. But we hit our original goals.
That's good.
Round 2 is now let's see if we can't get the new goal.
I was fully on board, and I think that whole journey that I took, that 6 weeks, helped me so much, not just physically, but mentally. And it changed my outlook on food, on what I needed in terms of calories and portions and just what I needed on my plate in order to sustain myself. And I slept better, I had more energy. And I think everything combined also really showed me that this is all I needed. And the other added benefit was I was better. My rash went away, my skin had cleared up. I had suffered from acne for years.
In our practice, we practice what's called root cause medicine, which is finding out why the body is doing what it's doing and not necessarily just treating the symptoms of that. So, the question is why? Why is my body holding on to fat? Why can't I reach a healthy weight? And to your point, it's hormones, it's the brain actually. There are aspects of brain health that factor in here. So it's toxins, it's stress, it's all these kind of key components that we'll dive into. It's about so much more than just weight.